Hello, and welcome to today's NinjaTrader ecosystem event, Breaking the E-mini Intraday Code. My name is Juanita, and I am the NinjaTrader ecosystem representative here in the Denver office. Before we start our webinar, I would like to do a few housekeeping items. This webinar is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. Brokerage-related questions should be sent directly to the NinjaTrader brokerage. Lastly, if you are new to NinjaTrader, please make sure you sign up for your free NinjaTrader demo with real-time market data. Our platform is always free for advanced charting, strategy backtesting, and trade simulation. Before I turn the mic over to Alan, it's important to understand that futures, foreign currency, and options trading contain substantial risk and is not suitable for every investor. It is possible to lose all or more than your initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Also, please remember that these training sessions are not a solicitation nor recommendation, but simply educational in nature. Again, thank you for joining us, and without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome to the NinjaTrader webinar room, Alan. Alan, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you again, Juanita, and thank you all for being here today. Today's program is about the proprietary structure, logic, and architecture for contemporary understanding of intraday E-mini chaos and breaking the intraday code of the E-mini futures. We're going to look at our proprietary HOD, high of day, and LOD, lower day indicators constructed to identify in real time when the last HOD or LOD is in play. We'll look at time momentum and price momentum, our exclusive intraday time and price meter and how it works to recognize the instant GPS position of the market. Early recognition of trend days and non-trend days and volatile days are important, and we'll look at how to manage these different days. We'll look at the keys to defensible line theory, finding small stop loss positions which also generate well-balanced offensive positions, and how to instantly recognize exclusive buy-sell cross-market signals, and how our ongoing checks and balances programs constantly monitor the intraday market using our exclusive time and price teams. This was a special futures study based on the S&P 500, NASDAQ, the Russell 2000, and the Dow, the ENQ RTY, the DJ, and financial futures index specialties. The software has also been applied to crude oil, the DAX, British pound, US dollar, and Swiss franc, US dollar, among others. And it adds the next steps to market profile, VWAP, value area, intraday wave theory, Taylor, Mandelbrot, and combinatorics. It's for beginners, intermediate, and advanced traders, and there's an individual support program for all, which is aimed at a new and personal cutting edge for 2023, allowing you to be on a strategically improved level with corporate computers and on an intrinsically more level playing field. DMIC software and manuals include a one-on-one support program as needed, plus 2 additional options, a 9-week analytical support program, 2 to 4 hours a week, including weekly chart analysis, and or intensive live weekend express support program, also including a weekly chart analysis. Chaos is a dynamic system whose apparently random states of disorder and irregularities are actually governed by underlying patterns and deterministic laws that are sensitive to initial conditions. To reach logic and structure in the futures markets, we need to recognize self-similarity, fractals, and self-organizations. Small differences in initial conditions can yield diverging outcomes for dynamic chaotic behavior, as for example in many natural systems, including heartbeat irregularities, weather, and climate systems. Intraday futures markets need a multi-dimensional approach. Where do fractals start and end, and where are key reversals likely? How do we recognize time momentum and price momentum as the day unfolds? Volatility in contemporary intraday markets makes it essential structure, logic, and architecture are built into each new day. Older standard measures are set aside, being a poor match for current corporate computer systems. A majority of traders are projected to lose using rejigged older measures. We replace these older measures with proprietary chart indicators graphically visible. These proprietary indicators are based on many years of real-time research. Let's look at the essential elements of intraday analysis. Time has been the same since the markets opened over 100 years ago. All prior research and market programming was influenced by time. Each new day, time sits on its own canvas and cannot escape. It seems logical that time's fixed canvas has essential moments in each day. By recognizing the intraday chaos pattern, we can project time momentum and price momentum on time's canvas. There are many possible combinations and structures in any day. For each new intraday market, whatever combination appears, an instant indicator is shown encompassing the current day's context, character, and trend or non-trend preference. Will the market trend classic up or classic down, or be a non-trend doji day, or an extremely volatile day? Is a fast breakout rally or a fast sell-off projected? Graphic chart lines and panel indicators are remade every morning to fit the structure of each new day. We match the context and character of the day and follow through during the day using our exclusive time teams as checks and balances as the market progresses. At any time of the day, the GPS program informs us where the market is and what GPS objectives are met, and shows us what are unmet. Chart examples below define the logic. The only inputs on the chart and panel you see are DMIC software inputs. The panel over here has 5 headings. The first 2 headings show the instant analytic intelligence for the day. The first heading is DMIC, engulfing the price order of 6 coded price lines. The 3 red lines create rectangle 1, or R number 1 on the chart over here. This sends an instant intraday indicator, and the DMIC also shows Y high and YL in yellow, the prior day high and low, and its relationship to other prices. The magenta line is an existential relationship with the R1 red lines. We want to know if the magenta line over here is inside or outside R1, or possibly a duplicate with any DMIC prices. Under the DMIC heading, we see 3 independently measured sell indicators: classic down, IO push, break C1, and a duplicate between yesterday's low and C1, the low of R1. The classic down is a sell signal. The IO push break C1 indicates a fast sell. Over here on the chart, we see the bar close below R1, and this signaled a sell. And we can see we caught the timing right, and the market fell about 14 ES points in 10 minutes. The defensible line was above the duplicate. Here's the duplicate, showing a small stop loss risk. We can see the prices, 41.28, 41.29, and we can also see it in the panel. Actual prices are visible in straightforward graphics. The second heading is ranges, and this measures the ranges between the individual red code lines and the total range. As each line is measured by time related to price over a set period, we could say we are using a universal measure of time and price. The range measurements add to the multidimensional measures of the software. The ranges indicator shows neutral BREM-R, and notice this market may try to rally above R1 low. The panel under DMIC and ranges is the logic guide for the day, the structure and scaffold for each new day, around which the intraday market will move and gravitate. The next heading is versus island, showing a relationship of the magenta line to rectangle number 1, and we'll take a closer look at this later. The next heading is 5 minutes, which records the orange time team bars open, high, and low. And here are our orange time team bars, and you'll learn how these are important. The first orange time team bar is marked on the chart with high and low tan lines. This is a proprietary measure which plays a critical role through the day. And you can see here how it played a critical role and does each day. Finally, under DMIC up and down, the red projects the breakdown price levels with the support levels below, and the green projects the breakup price levels with the resistance levels above. On the left side of the chart are key market prices from both the prior day and the current day software calculations. Action at these prices in intraday context are key. The market GS position is constantly checked by our proprietary orange and the gray time team bars. Today, the first orange bar signaled LOD, low of day, and this is a counter rally signal. And as you can see, the market rallied at that point. The next red arrow matches the sell and time price momentum in the classic down DMIC. The next, and you can see again, we caught the movement. The next sell signal is at the gray bar, again based on time and price, and the ES fell about 13 points from this signal. Understanding the context of time and price shown in the manuals made these signals quickly recognizable high-value risk-reward sell opportunities. I'm going to move on to a Russell 2000 chart. This was another classic down chart with a close below R1. The setup or context is different. Today, you see a magenta line just below rectangle number 1. The price and time sell momentum bar closed below the magenta line. This is a key sell indicator, and the projection is time-oriented for the low of the day to be reached in the PM market. The market falls until our live proprietary indicator, 2-time consecutive LOD, low of day signal, is off available, and this signals to protect sell gains, to not add sells, and to watch for a rules-based buy entry. Let's move on. This is a different DMIC indicator, and in the panel up here, we see the indicator is preferred down. Under ranges, the indicators are MNIO duplicate break C1. The DMIC instant feedback is projecting a break below C1 today, the low of rectangle number 1. The first orange time team over here is above the high of R1, indicating the market is not ready to sell off. There's that orange time team bar above R1. Staying with the logic of the daily time and price meter, we are not eager to buy and continue waiting for a sell signal. The key reverse signal, HOD, was printed on the chart in real time. The HOD signal is clear and matches the DMIC preferred down analysis. The recognition of the objectives of the preferred down projection shows a GPS recognition of where the market stands at any time during the day and where it is still projected to go. Recognizing the GPS position, we can choose to pre-place sell orders or not, and/or wait for confirmation. The structure and logic projected sell placement choices as follows. Below the R1 high duplicate with a stop loss above the R1 high duplicate, a reasonable risk-reward program. A second sell stop placed below R1 allows a tight stop above the R1 low red line. Any break in or out of the R1 structure provides a defensive line plus an offensive opportunity. The move below R1 over here was projected hours earlier. Once below R1, the ES fell 20 points in 10 minutes. From the time team orange bar HOD, the ES had fallen 35 points in 15 minutes. Next, the market reached the L2 or second level price. The sell-off continued at that price, and the market quickly fell another 30 ES points. It found support at the yellow line on the chart, where a bounce is likely. What happened? Well, clearly the buyers became trapped and failed to recognize the context and structure of the outstanding sell potential. Let's move on. The next chart shows indicators in DMIC and ranges projecting volatility and a choppy day. This result showed that we had 4 key reversals, 2 LOD and 2 HOD. The early DMIC analysis projected volatility, the point being intraday market chaos has an internal rhythm and context that needs to be recognized. All 4 signals were live and duplicated by key, structure, and scaffold lines. The HOD was at the high of our first orange bar. Both of those HODs were at the high of the first orange bar, and the LOD were at structure lines applied 4 to 6 hours earlier to the chart. DMIC is a unique cross-market indicator when the ES, NQ, and RTY are all showing HOD higher today, sell reverse at the same time. It is best not to ignore this sell signal. On the next chart, on 11/17/2022, we can see 3 cross-market LOD rally indicators. The 3 LOD orange time chain rally signal resulted in gains of about 47 ES points and about 170 NQ points. The next chart shows why. The panel indicator shows C1 mid, meaning the C1 code line is between the other 2 red lines. And in ranges, we see 1 to 3 waves inside R1. The chart also instantly printed a message for this key context. The message is C1 mid equals C1 extra power, and the market is neutral. The first orange time team gave an LOD signal projecting a rally, and we saw above the LOD signal was repeated on all 3 charts, the NQES and Russell 2000. It's a strong projection based on the fact that 0 waves have been concluded inside R1. If you like, we are looking at a negative of the picture we expect to develop. The NQ rallies in 3 recognizable steps: at the LOD signal, above the open and close above 10 high, and step 3 is the immediate rally above the C1 mid neutral line. We were pre-warned about the rally, and the choice is to pre-place a buy stop above the C1 mid extra power line. The rally was about 170 NQ points from the LOD signal at the high of R1. The rally was about 170 points from the LOD signal to the high of R1, and NQ found resistance at the R1 high. Let's take a quick look at a second C1 mid extra power neutral chart. I want to highlight our 2 KLB proprietary signals. The means 2 key line break, which indicated a sell close below the R1 high and the C1 mid. This resulted in a slide of about 75 ES points. But where does the slide end? Traveling blind, not knowing where the structure of the market is, can be a serious disadvantage. Our 2 consecutive LOD signals indicated the need to protect sell gains. The indicator lit up at a price point that became the last low of the day. The next chart is one of my favorite setups, which manuals go over in detail. The DMIC chart shows a classic down projection, and neutral Bremar signal shows a possible rally test. After a quick move down, our 3 stars first wave signal projected a reverse to test the upside. Next, the checks and balances program gave an orange time team HOD signal formed very near R1 high. Now we know R1 high is projected to be a major resistance. The R1 high, in fact, became the last high of the day, the end result being a slide of about 60 ES points. In total, the last high of the day was signaled 5 times on this chart. We recognize each step down based on the time and price momentum of the daily time and price meter. You can both scalp and or hold for longer runs using DMIC. On arrow 2, this highlights an open below R1 low in line with a time momentum sell in a classic down chart. The market slid about 20 points on this signal. We follow on through the day with built-in checks and balances of the time teams, the scaffold, and the logic rules of the program. The next orange time team bar opens below R1 low. Projecting R1 low will be resistance and is the next last high of the day and is step 3 to the downside. The slide continued with a PM time and price momentum sell signal when the gray bar time team closed below the key DYC magenta line, falling 20 Russell RT white points below the magenta line. Step 5 shows a key time close below the prior day low and another step down. The next chart is a NASDAQ chart, a classic down chart with a VWAP or volume weighted average price shown in the red dotted lines. VWAP is a helpful NinjaTrader measure. On this chart, we just want to note that the VWAP price ended the day at the R1 low. The DMIC key price of the day, R1 low and a classic down, was recognized 6 hours earlier. Next is a recent NQ classic up buy signal. The classic up context projects the first high of the DMIC day by the end of the first 40 minutes of the DMIC structure, and that was attained. The next rally step is initiated after a 5-minute open and close above the first key orange time team, with the high of that bar providing support over here. The NASDAQ rallied 100 points. The high and low of the orange time team bar is tan high and low, and is highlighted to stand out for two reasons. To quickly visualize its relationship to the R1 low, because it remains critical through the day. The market rallies until it meets the critical DMIC scaffold indicator FOMC high, the high of the prior Federal Open Market Committee Day announcement. The FOMC intraday structure plays a key role in follow-on markets, and FOMC structure lines are included in DMIC intraday structures. In the PM session, we see an orange time team bar duplicate the prior FOMC high. The market reversed quickly from this duplicate, falling 100 points in about 40 minutes. Later, the close below tan high and tan low became the last highs of the day, and the market fell an additional 150 NQ points below R1 high. A strong reversal after meeting upside objectives at the FOMC high confirms the efficacy of the steps documented in the manuals and support programs. On the same day, the ES Classic Up Buy indicator rallied until it gave a PM HOD reverse down signal after meeting upside objectives. And I want to emphasize the meeting of upside objectives adds key weight to the HOD signal. This resulted in an ES slide of about 48 points in 55 minutes. We'll move on to the next chart. The current release of the program includes a proprietary moving average based on R&D to separately check DMIC analysis. To be clear, the DMIC analysis and structure always leads, or we lose our knowledge of where, when, and why, and key time and price momentum setups. You do have the option to turn this MA off. On the NQ chart, the solid gold line is the key support and resistance line. The dotted red line, the faster crossover. We see the crossover at the early rally up to the FOMC line. At the PM orange bar, we see the close below both the red line and solid gold line, followed by a crossover of the red line. From the orange FOMC duplicate, the NQ fell about 200 points. Let's quickly look at two last charts. This is an ES Classic Up chart on the same day. Knowledge of the DMIC structure kept us on the buy side of the rally until we reached the panel high with the upside objectives met, again added weight to the HOD sell signal. 2 bars later, a close below both the MA red and gold lines was followed by a crossover of the red line to the downside. From the PM orange time team HOD signal, the market fell about 55 ES points. The final chart I want to show you today is my favorite buy-side chart. On the DMIC panel, it highlights in green 2 key indicators. Under DMIC, we see Classic Up, and under ranges, we see 100% above yesterday's high, indicating today's new R1 structure is 100% above the prior day high. The preference is to avoid the sell side today. Moving along with the checks and balances of the time teams. The Classic Up market rallying to the initial DMIC high after about 30 minutes, and then rallying above tan high at a Classic Up projected time momentum. The Classic Up projected time momentums are different to the Classic Down projected time momentums. And we had a first half session gain of about 17 ES points. The PM session continued the rally, gaining about 6 to 10 additional points. The two green indicators meeting upside, time, and price logic. And if you saw today's chart, you'll see we got an excellent signal on today's chart. But in summary, the DMIC proprietary software produces a laser focus on the intraday ENQ RTY Dow Jones and the financial index futures markets, allowing you to be on a strategically improved level with corporate computers, a much improved level playing field. Unique software analyzes the logic, structure, and architecture of each new day, and the proprietary time teams make ongoing checks and balances through the day. DMIC software runs 24/7 through the Globex session. The earlier intraday DMIC setups remain relevant in the Globex session. At the morning open, current DMIC information is reset, accounting for overnight activity. At 10:30 a.m., after the latest up-to-the-minute information, the new DMIC for the day is analyzed and reported live. This structure remains relevant for the rest of the day. Contemporary markets, volatile markets, need a clear understanding of intraday context. About 20 to 50 calculations are made prior to the intelligence feedback, and the AI software ensures these calculations are accurate. Using the proprietary structure and logic, we see the instant GPS position of the market in one graphic view. DMIC provides an early instant indicator key for each new day, which covers every possible intraday structure and combination. Compilation charts for instant real-time reference for every combination key are in the members enclosure if needed. The proprietary software manuals include one-on-one mentoring, plus group support program options to make onboarding faster and smoother. 9-week analytical support program is available 2 to 4 hours a week, including analysis of the key chart or charts of each week. And/or we have an intensive live weekend express program, about 5 hours each day over 2 days, also including analysis of the key chart or charts of each week. All programs are recorded in case you miss a session, so you can tune in anytime to review. Beginners, intermediate, and advanced traders are all welcome, and we hope you'll join us. Please use the code NTW for a 30% discount on all membership fees. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you'll join us, and I will take your questions. Let's see the indicators for today, please. Okay, I'll try and get those for you. I will try and get those while we talk. I have to. Oh, there, I believe is today's. Yeah, there's today's chart. As you can see, we got a highlighted signal. Classic down 100% below yesterday's low. And here we have the orange time team bar below the low of the rectangle 1, indicating a sell signal. And that was almost the last high of the day. And you'll see how the high and low of that orange time team bar played a critical role all throughout the day. And so we got that, we got the sell-off, and then we got the LOD signal. Oh, shoot. And then we got the LOD signal, which advised us to be careful and to cover our gains, and the market rallied in the afternoon. And we see that here when we rallied above the magenta line and then above rectangle 2, which is the afternoon rectangle and the key measure for the afternoon market, and it rallied above the moving average. So that was that. Please use the code NTW for a 30% discount. What is the website again? It's up here. HTTPS, etc. www.DMIC2059.com. You're welcome, Aaron. Thank you, Bill. The indicator works on tick charts, and on 1 minute charts, but the only chart you'll get all the signals on are the 5 minute charts. What does C stand for in your system? C1 is one of the code lines, and that's all explained in the manuals.
Okay, well, if we don't have any additional questions, oh, looks like a few more came in. If you want to go ahead and take those, Alan.
Is robot trading in future? Probably, probably. I'm not sure I understand the question totally, so forgive me. The price for this program is on the website, and you can use the NTW code for a 30% discount. Yes, and the reason I say yes is because the colored bars in the rules become obvious, and the colored bars are clear signals, and the HOD sell signal is a clear signal, and the LOD rally signal is a clear signal. Yes, it does require windows, I believe. Is there a win rate for this system? Well, I'm going to tell you it's good, obviously. The thing about the system is it offers a number of different opportunities for you to trade. And what we do while we're learning the system is for you to choose your favorite setups for a trade. For instance, you may say, I like the 2 times consecutive LOD trades. And I'd say that was a very good system, a very good trade. So it depends on how you like to trade and what trade you like the best and what signals you like the best. How long is a discount available? Well, it's available for 10 days. Please get back to us as soon as you can. Yes, it works with NT8, and you can add NT8 NinjaTrader strategies to it. How are the daily updates done? I'll mail out an analysis of the key daily updates for key charts. No, there are no money back guarantees. Is there a live trading room? There is not a live trading room. This is a visual thing as to not working on range charts. To be honest, I've never tried it on a range chart. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Enrico. No, you can change, you can choose your times. You can say, I like to trade at 1:30 in the afternoon. So you can come to the computer at 1:15, check out what's happened on the day, and that should be it. So you can choose your times to trade. I think it works with most computers these days. And the accuracy of the signals are pretty good. How can I open an account? Please go to the website and do it there. Thank you, Matt. Matt was a new subscriber who got it yesterday, and obviously he was happy with today, and thank you very much for that comment. There are no trials, Anthony, because once we give out our formulas, etc., that's proprietary information. We're not giving out text messages. As we say, we think the signals are on the chart and easy to see, and I'm happy to go over all of these things with you individually, so it's all very clear to you. And Dino, they're good once you understand the program. And I believe the recording is sent out by NinjaTrader.
Correct, Alan. Pat, we will be sending out a recording of this event within 24 to 48 hours of the event. And you should just look out for that in your email as it's sent to all registrants and attendees of today's event.
Thank you, Anita.
If there are no additional questions, we'll go ahead and begin closing out the room. Alan, did you want to add anything to today's event?
No, I just want to thank everyone for being here, and I hope you'll join us. And I'm very dedicated to all my clients, and you can call me anytime.
Thank you again to Alan for taking his time to share with us today. If you enjoyed today's session, we hope that we will see you in future events. We'd like to remind you the information provided in this was that of DMIC2059 and not of NinjaTrader. All information is for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see everybody in future webinars. Happy trading from all of the NinjaTrader ecosystems team. Thank you and have a great day, everyone.